Looks like Chilli just entered the Diddy drama, and she's not walking in empty-handed. Word is she's carrying some serious receipts linking Diddy to the tragic death of her former TLC groupmate, Left Eye Lopes. Now hold up. This isn't your usual internet conspiracy. This one feels different. There's a buzz behind it, and it's getting louder. Have you ever noticed how a handful of mysterious celebrity deaths from the early 2000s, Left Eye, Aaliyah, Kim Porter, all somehow trace back to Diddy or people close to him? It's unsettling. And if there's one thing the entertainment industry teaches us, it's that things are almost never just coincidence. Rumors suggest that anyone who knew too much about those infamous Diddy parties never got the chance to speak. Now that Diddy's finally behind bars, some believe the truth is starting to unravel. So, was Left Eye's death really what it seemed? Was there a connection to Diddy we all overlooked? Let's break it down and take a deeper look.
And we did have a moment, but you got to keep in mind, it's hard to tell every little detail, you know. I mean, so much went on within all those years, and we tried to put as much as we could within 2.5 hours.
I mean, they put the Arista part in there, but you know, it needed to stay clean as well. But we didn't pull it out on Clive, actually.
Right.
Basically, $75 million was generated on that album. We didn't really get any, so we wanted to know where the money was at, rather. And LA said it was at Arista, so that's where we went. TLC and Company, yeah.
So how was the gun involved in this story?
Somebody may have had one outside somewhere, you know, but nobody pulled it out on nobody. They just was ordered to take down everything that said TLC.
And what was Clive's reaction to all this?
Actually, it was squashed. Nobody got in trouble. We actually got some money after that.
Subscribe to my channel for the latest updates. Here's the harsh truth. The entire setup worked beautifully for the label execs, but it crushed the girls of TLC. At the height of their fame, they were unstoppable. Every song a hit, every album a smash. But behind the scenes, it was a different story. They signed their contracts when they were young and inexperienced, and the industry took full advantage. While the suits made millions, TLC barely saw any of it. Things got so bad they ended up filing for bankruptcy. Even while dominating the charts, their debut album On the TLC Tip sold over 4 million copies in the US with 3 top 10 singles. Then came Crazy Sexy Cool, which launched them into legend status. That album sold 7.7 million copies in the US and over 14 million globally. Rolling Stone named it one of the 500 greatest albums ever. They won Grammys. They were household names. But when they stepped up to the mic at a press conference, they dropped a bomb. They were broke. All that success and nothing to show for it in their bank accounts.
Trust me, you can sell 10 million albums and be broke if you have greedy people behind you. All right, this is how a group can sell 10 million records and be broke. And everyone, get ready to do your math. When we first started out, we were kind of cocky. Okay, there are 100 points on the album. TLC had 7. Every point is equal to 8 cents. All right? 7 times 8, 56 cents. But as time went on, we learned a lot. That means every time an album gets sold, TLC gets 56 cents. So 10 million records, $5.6 million. Seems like a lot of money. Well, it's not a lot of money when the record company has spent $3 million to record your album. And in the record business, we pay all costs back to the record company. We pay recording costs, video costs. So now we have $2.6 million left. Well, guess what? When you have that much money, you're in about the 47, 48, 49% tax bracket. So that immediately gets deducted to $1.3 million. Then you split the rest 3 ways. You got about $300,000 apiece, if that much. Okay? $300,000. I can buy a nice house with that. And what am I gonna pay my bill?
What stung even more was that the girls thought things would change for the better after signing with LaFace Records. They had already been burned once, so they were hopeful for a fresh start. Instead, things only got worse, and when it became obvious the higher-ups weren't going to do a thing about it, TLC decided to take matters into their own hands. No more waiting. They showed up at the label offices unannounced, ready to confront the man at the top about what happened to their money.
We talked about before, why did TLC hold Arista hostage?
The record company?
The record company, we held them hostage like the whole shebang. Yeah, it was like...
According to Chilli, Clive Davis was far from pleased when they barged in. He wasn't used to artists demanding answers face to face. Allegedly, Diddy caught wind of what happened, and he didn't keep it to himself. He snitched. And when Clive told him how irritated he was by the group's surprise visit, Diddy reportedly took it to heart. Some say he made it his personal mission to make them pay for stepping out of line for challenging the very man who had helped build his empire. Subscriber. Now, there's more to this story coming.
TLC had generated on Crazy Sexy Cool $75 million, and they gave us $50,000 apiece. So I was like, what the hell? So, of course, Lisa was the ringleader.
Like, we need to go get our money. I need to know where my MF and money's at.
So, you know, she was locked up in the diversion center for burning down the house. And she was just like, okay, we gonna get LaFace and them girls I was locked up with, we gonna drive up there, we gonna take the guns. And then we had this limo driver.
Wait, she just got out of jail?
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay.
And we had the limo driver, and he was the getaway car. So we went up there and held everybody hostage, and Puffy was the one that snitched us out. Yo, B, yo, your girl's up here mad bugging, yo. And I was like, oh, Puff, why you gonna snitch us out, dog? But he called it, yeah, because we kicked him out of the meeting.
Well, wait a minute.